Okay, so I wonder if we're going to figure out how or why what we have seen the last thing of or the last time we saw the Joker. So yeah, I wonder how that feels. But I do believe we are going to start punching crime in the face. This is Arkham Twin Days. Ho 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 and Merry Christmas! How's it going, you guys out there? I'm Leo Wolverine, your game commentator and founding member of Leo's Let's Plays Alliance. During a snowstorm with the thunderstorm clapping and all that, on a snowy season, if you want to know. Come on, work with me. So anyways, are we going to continue our story mode of the Dark Knight movie story in progress? Yes, we are going to continue that story in progress. So now that the Joker is in the MCU, I mean not Marvel Cinematic Universe, okay? They call it the jailhouse. He's in the jailhouse. And then he got the news about usually you got the news about that Lieutenant Gordon is now the commissioner of GCPD. So I'm guessing he has been congratulated by the people and the officers who work there for the GCPD. He is now the new commissioner. Yeah, by the way, this is part. Okay. I grabbed onto the new commissioner, yeah. So, yes. And, oh yeah, by the way, why was the Joker clapping? I mean, he congrats that he is now the commissioner. I suppose that's hunky-dory, so that doesn't stop him, I suppose. So who knows what happens next. So yeah, go figure. So Jim Gordon is able to finally meet his family. Of course, his wife is surprised and shocked to see him, but slaps him in the face because he came back from the dead, and that was nice. Even though he kind of deserved it, but he worked as hard as anyone else could. And so finally he's able to meet his family, his son and daughter. And now he has to go back to the GCPD. And hopefully, what does the Joker know or said anything? So the Joker hadn't said anything. But this guy, he's having stomach problems or stomach pains. He says, my stomach, my insides hurt. It's like, wow, okay, what? You're having a problem with stomach aches or some sort? And so, yeah, he's having problems with his stomach. So, yeah, do you have any problems with his stomach? Get some, antacid. So, yeah. And he got the news, so the Joker will have to put him in isolation. Well, he's not on isolation, so he has to go talk to him alone. And Jim Gordon says, what did you do with Harvey? Harvey never made it home, didn't he? And says, where is he? Like, where? He was watched closely by your people, and what did you do to him? Like, what? Okay, he says, where's dead? It's like, from where he's at, he could be who, what, when, and where, if he has the time. I mean, do you know what time, do you have the time, or do you know what time it is? It's like, does that matter? It says, what matters is that how much time he has left. And Jim Gordon says, if we're going to play games, I'm gonna go grab a cup of coffee. That would be a cup of Joe, so usually a cup of coffee works. And Joker says, oh, the good cop, bad cop routine. And Jim says, not exactly. And what does he mean by not exactly? That would be the Batman, who is the Dark Knight, shows up out of nowhere. So, yeah, he's hiding in the shadows, if you want to know. So, yeah. And so for that, he's hiding in the shadows. So, he smacked Joker on the head of the table, which is a pretty insanely heavily, like, giving him a headache. But he kind of said, do you have to hit me so hard? The victim always gets fuzzy. I mean, like, very much. And then he hits his hand so hard with his elbow, like, right with his elbow on the hand. He said, see? Like, yeah, he feels pain, but kind of makes it like, I train my mind to feel no pain, so, yay! I train my mind to feel no pain. And so, Batman says, where's Dent? He says, do you know what time, do you happen to know what the time is, or something, like, you know? He says, why? Like, I mean, you know, he's like, to them, you're just a freak. And those that think we are freaks, and everywhere, you know, that great conversation with Batman and the Joker. He says, you're a man who kills for money. And the Joker says, don't talk like one of them, you're not. Yeah, I mean, Batman may talk like a cop, but but the Joker knows he doesn't talk like them, or he's not one of them, but he does work with them. And usually some of and of course, Joker is explaining why did Harvey Dent never went home, and the heated conversation built up, and then Batman was kind of getting real angry about what happened to Harvey Dent. And he's just, even though the Joker is absolutely enjoying himself. So yeah, and then things got a little turn for the worse about Harvey Dent's location. He wants to know where he is. He wants it now. And so he tells Batman he'll tell them where exactly these two are. He says he has to go to 52nd Street, and the other one is on Avenue X. So yeah, Avenue X would be the one where Harvey Dent is at, and 52nd Street is where Rachel Dawes. Harvey Dent never made it home. Neither did Rachel Dawes. The people who are responsible are the ones secretly who work for GCPD but don't want to get blackmailed or have their families hurt because they have to put Harvey Dent somewhere. But thanks to the Joker schemes, because they kind of don't want to get blackmailed, and all of a sudden, this is going to be bad. And yes. And so Batman has to go rescue Harvey Dent on Avenue X, while the GCPD and Jim Gordon has to go to 52nd Street. And so for that, they had to hurry. And time is ticking, and time is not their friend. No, they're not. So they need to hurry up. as quick as possible, or else things will explode like Michael Bay. Really, really bad. And guess who? So time is running out. So Batman has to go to the Bat Pod. GCPD had to go rescue Rachel Dawes. And Rachel Dawes is trying to talk to Harvey Dent, but he's waking up and he is strapped in a chair with bombs of the liquid polyisobutylene, or which is an explosive, which is completely, yeah. And it's not going to go well. So who lives and who dies? So, and Rachel Dawes is trying to talk to Harvey Dent. You see something, anything sharp that cut through the ropes, and he says, "I'm trying," and Rachel says, "What?" And Harvey Dent was trying to lean over, even though strapped into a chair, fell down on the side, and then the oil is spilled over by half of his face. So, oh no, yes, it's starting to happen right now. It's not going to look good on his mantle. So, yeah, what to do about the... Oh my. So, who came in first to the rescue? It is Batman. And Harvey Dent says, "No, why me? Why are you coming for me?" So, yeah, he yells out Rachel's name because he wanted Rachel to be saved first instead of him. But was it a chance? Yes. And what happens if it was act on action instead of a chance? So he had to choose Gotham's White Knight or the DA's assistant. So the White Knight is where he had to be chosen. So yeah. He had things are not gonna go so well with Harvey Dent and the Dark Knight. So it ends in a fiery explosion, and things were gonna go bad to worse. Rachel Dawes dies in a fiery explosion because she said someone, and then an explosion just exploded like Michael Bay films. And same thing goes with the explosion where on Avenue X. I know, then Harvey Dent was just covered, partly half of his face was on fire. Batman has to douse it out so quickly or else he's gonna have himself being burned halfway through oblivion. And yes, it was really bad. And so for that matter, it was going to get more worse. We don't know how things are going to get worse, but we know that Rachel Dawes is gone. He knows things were going to get from bad to worse, and then Batman said, well, Bruce Wayne kind of took off the bat mask, and he was just really sad to see that Rachel Dawes is gone, but also losing he almost lost one of the best district attorneys that Gotham had the best to offer. And he says, Bruce Wayne says, "I can't believe I let that murder and psychopath and blowing him almost halfway to hell." And yeah, he almost blew him halfway there. That was just, yeah, it was a scary moment. I mean, you know, it's a place where you do not want to go. That's an unhappy place. And I do not mean jail, okay? It's worse. So, yeah. So, anyways, that Harvey Dent is now trying to get recuperated in the hospital. The letter shows about Harvey Dent is going to get married by Rachel Dawes. So they would have lots of little kids. And so for that, because if she says if Gotham no longer needed Batman, that would have been true. It would have been very touching. She really meant it. But she wanted to marry Harvey Dent. Instead, she chose Harvey instead of Bruce. And so that, because Alfred Pennyworth would not say anything to Bruce about that letter until the third movie. So he burned that. He's going to burn that letter way later. He says he'll keep it. And Bruce says, the guy from the Forest of Burnham. Did you catch him? And Alfred says, yes. Bruce Wayne says, oh. And he said, and Alfred Pennyworth says, simple. We burned the forest down. Yep. He burned the forest down. They burned the forest down to catch him. So he did it. And then this dramatic scene shows that Harvey Dent is completely filled with anguish, regret, and anger because when he saw the coin, he says, heads, I'll go through with it. But, Rachel Dawes got the flip of the coin. About half of the coin was kind of burnt, and the other half was not. Well, half burnt was somewhat burnt with scratch marks. And he just kind of loses it from what happened. He wanted Rachel to be saved and not him. But Gotham needs the White Knight, which would be Harvey Dent. They need him now. But he's in the hospital. And so now guess who showed up? Robert Maroney. Yeah, he says, you should have let the cat out of the bag or some sort of, yeah. And after that, during that prison, because, that Joker says, he wanted a phone call. And he tried to coax this one of the officers who's just, you want to know how I use a knife? So, like, he coaxed this guy, one of the officers. He says, you killed several of my friends. And yeah, and I do enjoy it. Would you like to know which one of them are cowards? Wow, and yeah, he wants to beat the crap out of him and even more. But he got himself trapped in a chokehold by the Joker, so he wanted, the officer says, drop the gun, and then it says, what do you want? And the Joker says, I just want my phone call, that's all. So, say, give me the phone, and one of them hands out the phone. And then he pressed these buttons, and then one of the people absolutely looked at the ones who are having stomach pains, and then he says and one of them says, they will see an explosion like the bright lights, like Christmas. And yeah, and he passed out, and he is now unconscious, and he's not going to get up. And he has some kind of contusion, and it was a phone inside his stomach. I don't know how the phone got inside his belly, which is disturbing. And it's just, oh my God, oh my gosh, that's twisted. And yeah, that is so twisted. So, So anyways, press the button. happens, and then all of a sudden a fiery explosion blasts out in the MCU prison cell of Gotham's GCPD. And the Joker knew he wanted to get caught. He knew that he wanted to get locked up in the MCU, the prison, not the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Do not get confused with it. So, off they go. Well, in the prison is joyriding on a squat car. Now you get, which I kind of left the part out. So now that Batman has to do something about it, and how would Bruce Wayne do something to stop those people? I mean, the Joker's going to target Gotham General later on. So he is going to try to go in and blending in as Bruce Wayne in later on. So Jim Gordon was talking to Harvey Dent, and Harvey Dent sees him, but he refuses to take skin grabs or medication or whatsoever, but he's definitely getting a lot of rest. And Harvey Dent says, Do you remember the time my internal affairs from what I had before? And Harvey Dent says, why don't you say that name? Just say it. And then he yells out by quickly, like saying, say it! And Jim Gordon says, Two-Face, Harvey Two-Face. And Harvey Dent says, why should I hide for who I am? Yeah, and we, the things that Jim Gordon's, talking to Harvey Dent about is just, we can't lose hope and all that, and then he says, I'm sorry, Harvey. I mean, he says, why should you help me? Because Gotham needs you, and I'm really sorry. And he says, no, you're not. Not yet. And so, he's still upset and angry for the loss of Rachel. And now things are about to get ugly. And now that the Joker released a somewhat of a press conference, and on a call, while one person who's trying to who had tried to, how do I say, blackmail Bruce Wayne knows the secret identity, but the Joker does not want that. He wants to make things way more interesting and more fun for the Batman and having his secret identity revealed. So he just, Mr. Reese. Yeah, that's the name of the guy, Mr. Reese. So he's on Gotham City News, and he said, and he gives this strangest phone call out of what's going on. And so for that, he has to stop. He has to. Well, the Joker knows. And so he has decided on something that he never that he has something he like to do before. He decided that he wants to have Coleman Reese being dead within 60 minutes. He would blow up a hospital, and that would be Gotham General. So he would target Gotham General, and then all of a sudden, he only got 60 minutes, so the GCPD had to protect Coleman Reese. Or Mr. Reese, I think. And then the people are concerned. I mean, they have to get the patients out of Gotham General. Very fast, quick, and easy. So, yeah. Or else things are going to go really, really bad and really far south. If you want to know. And so, the Joker was kind of everybody's got to get out the patients out while Bruce Wayne. Well, yeah, while Bruce Wayne is driving his Lamborghini. Of course, he's going to try to send a text later to Jim Gordon. He has to do it fast. He has to know the names of the patients of the office for the officers who have patients or families in Gotham General. And plus, the Joker has sent out blackmail for the ones who do not kill Coleman Reese. The Joker will actually kill the families, and the officers are going to be devastated because they do not want this to happen. Instead, they got stooped to blackmail instead of not getting face to the public by not coming clean, because you don't want to be a dirty cop. So this is how it's gonna work. So the Joker comes in as an ugly nurse. Well, she is not. More like, think of it as the Joker as the ugly duckling, who's the nurse. However, and he walks up and running to Harvey Dent. He says, "Hi." Yeah, and he says, he says, "How you doing?" And he says, "What do you do?" And like. You're a madman with a plan. Harvey Dent is like, and like, tries to, what do you want? He's like, you're a madman with a plan. He says, do I look like a guy with a plan, really? That is, no, not really, but he's going to get one soon. And he says, oh, look what I did. And I turned in all the things upside down, and look what I got you. Yeah, it's just, really. I mean, and it wasn't my idea. I mean, it was those officers who wanted to do. I mean, these officers are doing so well, and they think they do know what's right. But if everything goes into chaos, then everyone loses their minds. And yeah, I mean, they think these so-called cops, he tells them about how to bring him down to his level, but it wasn't that hard. So think of it as he does this reverse psychology. He's absolutely kind of smart because the GCPD says he doesn't have a name, no other alias. None in whatsoever. So he's called the Joker with no name. Don't you think it's weird? I mean, the Joker with no name. I mean, wow, okay. That's pretty interesting. So, yeah. The Joker with no name. And now, let's see, and Joker tells him about this. The people who try to do their best, but sometimes they always like to hide behind their back, and usually they always don't play fair by the rules. They always like to be do-gooders who follow by the law. And then he says, upset the established order, and everything becomes chaos. Oh, and you know the thing about chaos? It's fair. And Harvey Dent looks at him, points a gun in his when Joker gives him the gun, pointed at his face. So Harvey Dent grabs the coin, and then he says, "You live, you die." And the Joker says, "Now we're talking." So he flips the coin, and guess what? The Joker lives. So, yeah, in fate, the Harvey Dent, also known as Two-Face, let the Joker live because fair is fair, I suppose. So fate was chanced by the flip of a coin. Get it? See what I did there? The flip of a coin on the DLC for Robin, you know, the flip of a coin. Okay, whatever. It's not my fault with the puns. So, yeah, the flip of a coin, which absolutely amazes me, or you, or whatever. So, ha! And so now things are going to get pretty bad around here. So now you're going to see the Gotham General Hospital is about to be blown up by the Joker when he presses the button, and then some explosions, which absolutely work. It's like, tries to switch on, like, is it broken? Come on. And then no explosion. So yeah, that was kind of a funny gesture. And everything explodes like Michael Bay in the hospital. All the patients got out in Gotham General. And Commissioner Jim Gordon was right. And now, do you remember about that Bruce Wayne was driving a Lamborghini? Yeah. So, yes. He was driving that Lamborghini, and then about 2 officers and a patrolman he doesn't know. It was Berg Ramirez. He's getting blackmailed by the Joker. If he doesn't kill Mr. Reese, that means his part of his family will live. If he doesn't kill Mr. Reese, which means he'll die, that his family will die. And now he has to pull the trigger, and now he failed to shoot to kill Mr. Reese, and now he knows his family's gonna die, because he got stooped to blackmail. Shame on that officer. He needs to get rehabilitated. Same thing for the one who was driving that truck. If all else fails, he has to ram the truck, and all of a sudden, things are going to go hunky-dory for the Joker, but no. Bruce Wayne stopped dead in the tracks of this truck driver, works for the GCPD, and they know they're going to have to get rehabilitated fast real soon. Yeah, the Joker knows where to find these people who have this kind of dirty secrets of hidden agendas. Even though they don't want to have their loved ones hurt so much, so bad, it pains them to see from what is going to happen next. And that is how it goes. He doesn't want them to see any of the loved ones hurt. So now they're saved. And Jim Gordon says, that's a nice brave thing you did back there. And Bruce Wayne says, should I go to a hospital? And I'm not so sure you can go to that one just yet. I mean, really, I'm not so sure going to a hospital right now where Gotham General is blown up. And yeah, and now Jim Gordon, and now the people of the news are wanting to know, where is Harvey Dent? And everybody asks, where is Harvey Dent? We tell them we got him out. So yeah, but Harvey Dent kind of went missing now. So I'm going to hold off for that part, and I do believe we are going to stop here for the time being, which is a great stopping point. And don't worry, we are going to continue to pick up from where we left off, and thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe, and tell me, what do you guys think of Arkham Twin Days? Whether do you like it or hate it, and mash that like button if you guys love Arkham Twin Days. So once again, this is Leo Wolverine saying and speaking as always as your sensational special being, who takes chances, makes mistakes, and get messy in Leo's Let's Plays Alliance. Godspeed, play safe, and shalom. Remember, the Dark Knight is always watching you. See you guys next time for more of Arkham Twin Days.